Hello YouTubers, welcome to my new channel. Just a quick recap of what you could be possibly seeing on my new channel in the near future. Basically, as you can see, I am a Death Knight who plays World of Warcraft. I will be soloing a bunch of older content. Currently I'm finished with Nax. I'm just in the process of uploading all the videos. You will notice some harder content. I'm just uploading this just for a test phase to see how it goes. I do T11 dungeons, T11 raids. I do level 85 heroics. I've done most of them. So I will be uploading these videos, including tips and tricks on how to solo them for your fun and enjoyment, and also for a profit, because it is good money. But basically what this video is going to be about, though, is finally the Mists of Pandaria NDA has been lifted. Information from the press tour is spewing all over the internet, and I'm just here to share with you a couple of the big bullet points from the press tour. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already read it, but I'm also certain that a lot of people are lazy, don't like to read, so I will be telling you exactly. I won't be going in depth, but I will be telling you the big information that has been released today. First and foremost, the pre-patch for Mists of Pandaria will be called the Siege of Orgrimmar. Both factions basically invade the city and try to bring down Garrosh as the war chief. So his reign is done. No hints on who's going to be the next war chief. Not if it's Thrall or if it's someone new like Vol'jin or any of that. So keep an eye out for that. LFR loot has been completely revamped. Now, before, what would happen is that, let's say a boss would drop 4 pieces of loot. If you have that dice button active, everyone would be just clicking on it, even if they had it, even if they didn't need it. An enhancement shaman rolling on elemental DPS gear. Pretty much everyone's seen everything, and it was really hard to get loot. Basically what they did is they revamped it. What they're going to do is everyone's going to roll. As soon as you kill a boss, no loot is going to drop, but everyone will roll. They haven't released the exact number of how much people out of 25 will win, but basically the highest few rolls will win an item from the boss, probably 4 or 5. They're going to keep it with that number. Now, upon winning a roll, if the boss has an item for you, then you will receive that item. So let's say you're doing Madness of Deathwing, you're an Unholy Decay, and you need Girthalak, and you end up with one of the highest rolls, you're going to get Girthalak. So that's nice. Basically, if you need it, if you don't have it, you're going to get that item. Apparently, that if you don't need anything from the boss, you're just going to receive some gold from the boss itself. So we'll see how that's going to work out. Apparently, it's just going to be for LFR, but they might add it to other parts of the game. Maybe probably LFD, but it isn't that much of a problem in LFD compared to LFR. They're going to add an 11th character slot. Before, what they announced during BlizzCon is they didn't know how they're going to work out for that. They said that they might just remove the character limit per realm and just have the account-wide character limit, but apparently no, they're just going to go with the 11th character slot. Finally, AoE looting has been added. Now, this is a feature that was in Rift and was in Star Wars, the 2 bigger games that had it. This is going to be extremely useful for farming older content. Obviously, I'm excited about that because that's mostly what I do, so that should be cool. They're not going to squish. They're not going to do an item squish in MoP. I'm guessing they didn't have time for it, or just they didn't find out a way to do it successfully. They're not going to be updating the race models, unfortunately. Apparently, they said that even if they were to try to get it ready for the launch, all they would have had done was the dwarf models. I don't know why dwarf. Maybe they started working on that earlier compared to the other races. But I mean, we know they're working on it. We know it's an idea in their head. So I don't know if that's going to be released later in a content patch from MoP, or maybe hopefully by the next expansion 6.0. Hopefully it's a content patch though. 9 heroics. We know that 2 of them are going to be older dungeons. Skolomance and Scarlet Monastery, so that's going to be done a la Dead Mines and Shadowfang Keep. 3 raids, 14 bosses, 3 difficulties, so LFR normal, heroic. What's going to happen with that, I'm guessing, is that they're going to do it kind of like T11. There's going to be 1 raid with like 1 or 2 bosses, and then the other 2 raids split half and half. That should be interesting. There's also going to be 2 world bosses, so that's something that we haven't seen in a while. Hopefully they could execute that in the right way. Scenarios, they're going to take place at level 90. It's instanced, and they reward reputation, faction reputation, and valor points. You don't need the Holy Trinity, so you don't need a healer, tank, and DPS. If you want 5 DPS, could just go in and smash face. They're going to take around 10 to 30 minutes to complete, I'm guessing, depending on the group and depending on which one you're doing. And there's going to be 5 available for launch. Now basically this is what it replaced groups questing, so that should be cool. Challenge modes, there's going to be 3 types of medals. There's going to be bronze, bronze, silver, and gold. Apparently bronze could be done by mostly everyone. It shouldn't be an issue for anyone to get bronze medals, for even if you're relatively unskilled. Silver and gold is where it gets a bit harder. They're saying that gold should only be be done by the top percentage of Warcraft players, so we'll see how that works out. Bronze is going to get an achievement and a title. Silver will get a set for transmog, and gold will get apparently a unique epic flying mount. They're going to be the challenge modes will be available for all the new dungeons at launch. Cloud Serpents, apparently that's a Pandarian's mount of choice, and it's a special type of mount. Basically what they're saying is that it takes a little bit less than a month for you to get that mount. Apparently you raise it. Okay, it starts off as an egg, then it follows you as a pet until it finally becomes a mount. So it takes around 25, they're saying 20 to 25 days. You have to do daily quests basically to raise it, so it will take longer if you don't do the daily quests. And now we kind of have a new profession. I mean, it's not necessarily a new profession, but there is a faction that lets you have your own farms, run your own farms. And basically, the farmer's market will provide daily quests for you to improve your farm every day. And you will be able to get from it cooking ingredients, herbalism nods. You could even build your rep with it. So it does tie in with past professions. But it's not necessarily a profession. Apparently Warlock is going to be the class most changed in Miss Pandaria. They're even going to have new pets, so we'll see how that works out. Now one of the bigger issues with mounts in Cataclysm was that most of them were just a recolor. There was no new models. It was just, hey, here's a recolor of that specific mount. Apparently they're going to be focusing more on bringing in more new models instead of just recolors, so we'll see how that works out. They're adding armor to creatures to give them a varied appearance, so it's not going to mostly be just color changes, so it's actually going to be armor sets. We'll see how that works out also. Now one of the things personally that I don't like about Cataclysm is that I'm an alcoholic, so I have a lot of alts, and I leveled them through the Catazones countless times. And the thing is about Catazones compared to Burning Crusade or World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King, is that there was not much choice, to be honest, to level. So the first zones, you started off either at Mount Hyjal and Vashir, and then after that it was extremely linear. So you go to Deep Home, Uldum, and Twilight Highlands, and that's it. You don't have any choice. They announced 5, now it's at 7 for 7 zones, sorry, for the specific reason that they want to give players a less linear progression. So when you level a second or third character, it's not that hard, or not that boring rather. 1 new arena for PvP, 2 new battlegrounds at launch. Apparently 5.1 they're releasing a 3rd battleground. So we'll see what's up with that. PvP pet battles, Pokemon. Apparently they're going to only track the number of wins and not number of losses. So you could have 1 win and like 100 losses, and you'll only see that 1 win. So no one will know how much losses you've incurred. Well, apparently when fighting another player, you can't see his name or even communicate with them. It would have been nice if you could see the other player's name, but apparently not. So that's that. This is something we knew at BlizzCon. Goblin and Worgen are the only race that cannot learn the ways of the monk, so everyone pretty much knew that. Apparently the pre-Missa Pandaria patch event will be taking place 2 weeks before launch, and some sort of award system is going to happen, so everyone's going to get some rewards. And they say that it might involve a scenario with Theramore, and the Alliance versus the Horde theme, so we'll see what they do with that. Apparently everyone's saying Theramore is going to get destroyed. That's what they've been saying since BlizzCon, so we'll see what happens with that. Chen Stormstout, the Pandarian who was in Warcraft 3, apparently might make a surprise visit to the local cities and just basically get players excited about what's coming up. So that's pretty much mainly the big bullet points from the press tour. There is a whole bunch of information. If you want to read it, just go to mmochampion.com. They have a lot of information, or just any other gaming website that does do Warcraft news. I'm pretty sure you could find it there. That's it for me. Please, if you can, subscribe to my channel. It'll put a smile on my face, and just keep a lookout for new videos. Thanks.